Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. It is nice outside. It's nice. It was cool today. It's not warm. Well, it's warm and cool. Yeah, but it's 4:30 p.m. I don't know why my clock say a.m. It's p.m. Oh my God. So I'm just curious to learn a little bit. Well, I don't know nothing about this country. It's called let me say it right. Hungary. Correct me if let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. Hungary. Because in my last video I did, I think I pronounced it wrong. So if you watch that video, I know y'all probably was like making fun of me, okay? Don't be making fun of me, okay? How I pronounce stuff, okay? I'm still learning, okay? Don't be making fun of me. But this one is 10 surprising facts about Hungary. So let's get straight to the video.
Hungary, the country with a name that makes me and perhaps yourself think of food. And here on FTD Facts, we've been taking the time to learn about so many different cultures, people, and countries, and discovering some interesting things about them, while finding out what makes them unique. And today, we look at the country of Hungary, one country that doesn't get a lot of media attention, but is filled with great and noble people, and a story that will fascinate even you. Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we talk about people, cultures, and places from all around the world. Now, if you guys are here for the first time and you guys really like learning about countries, you like learning about different cultures, and you want to expand your mind and maybe even impress your friends with your knowledge, well, you want to hit that subscribe button.
Yes, I want to impress my friends with my knowledge
on this channel. And for today's video, in the title, as you can see, we are going to talk about Hungary. This is a country that we've wanted to talk about in the past, but we just haven't gotten around to doing it, but today is the day. Now, also, with that in mind, if any of you guys are from Hungary or you guys are liking this sort of content and you want more content around this particular country, its culture, and its people, well, hit that like button, because if we get over 5,000 likes, then we know to do part 2s and other videos around Hungary and its culture. So, Hungary, it is considered what is known as a Central European country, located right beside Austria. Now, for this video, we're going to start off looking at some of the basic numbers. Now, for its population, it has approximately 9,797,561 people, and this makes Hungary rank 92nd in the world when it comes to countries of population. For its density, it also ranks at 103rd with 105.2 people per square kilometer. Now, for its land size, it's actually located within what is known as a basin, and most of the country is not even 200 meters above sea level. It's also considered a landlocked country with approximately 2,106 kilometers of borders. And as for these particular borders, most of them were pretty much established after the First World War, and there's a lot to talk about with that, so I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Because for land size, it comes in at 93,030 kilometers square, with approximately 0.74% of this being water. And as for Hungary, throughout history, it has had more than one city to serve as capital. However, in today's world, it is known as the city of Budapest, which became capital of the country in 1873. Literally, not gonna lie, guys, I'm probably gonna cover this in another video because I got a ton of other facts, but when it comes to the capital, they've had approximately 12 capitals all the way from even the ancient times to the modern era as well. And the reason I'm skipping over that is because I wanted to get back into talking about land. Because as I mentioned, a lot of its borders were defined after the First World War. Now, this was a result of the Treaty of Trianon. But before that, Hungary was a huge country. It was known as the Kingdom of Hungary. And its borders stretched all throughout of Hungary and into places like Poland, Transylvania, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine, Serbia, and much more. However, after World War I, the Allies had reduced the size of the Kingdom of Hungary, making it lose 71% of its territories and 58.5% of its population, including 32% of the people that classified as Hungarian. And in today's world, they say approximately 5 million people who identify as Hungarian natives live outside of the country. And with that in mind, guys, let's continue talking about Hungary, but let's look at its economy and money. Although it is a country that is part of the European Union as of 2004, it has not adopted the euro as currency, and instead uses its own currency called the Hungarian forint. Of course, being part of the European Union, local businesses will also accept the euro, so you won't have any troubles there. And to dive a little deeper into money, let's talk about the gross domestic product, in which we use the purchasing power parity, which is a great way to compare nations. But as for Hungary, when it comes to its GDP purchasing power parity, it comes in at $306.787 billion, ranking 57th in the world when it comes to its GDP purchasing power parity, but also has a per capita of $31,370. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at exports. Now, for us, we use the OAC, which is a very reliable site. And for 2016, their estimated exports came in at 35th in the world with $101 billion. Now, of this, cars come in at 11% of that $1.1 billion. There's also vehicle parts making 5.8% and spark ignition engines at 3.3%. But the one question that I have that is not on this list is, what is Hungary really well known for when it comes to exports? Well, first of all, when it comes to Hungary, it is the second largest exporter of foie gras, which is a luxury food product of duck or goose. The downside to this is that the market has been majorly hit due to the avian flu in the last couple of years, in which farmers have stated that they had to kill at least 3 million of these birds, and as well, it's really hurt the market because the prices for foie gras has jumped almost doubling in cost. But as for Hungary, one of the major exports that I can think of that is really unique to the country is, well, if you haven't had it, you're really missing out. Because of course, if you don't like sweet things, maybe it's not your bag. But Hungary is known for one unique thing that came from the country, and that is Tokai. Now, these are mainly wines that are produced within the region of Tokai, but probably the most favorite type of it is known as Adzu, which is a really, really sweet dessert wine, and for most of the people in the rest of the world, including myself, we actually refer to this sweet dessert wine as Tokai. And for this particular type of wine, it is a very rare type, as the total production of Adzu wine is less than 1% of the total region's output. There is also Essencia, which is a very, very sweet one as well, in which it has more sugar in it than alcohol. And because of that, this makes the alcohol percentage of this wine 5 to 6%, which is reasonably low for a wine. But comparing it to other wines, this is one particular wine that is unique to the country that you can store for over 200 years. That's right, and in the bottle. It's nuts. Also, it should be known that Tokai is also made in the Slovakia region, but at one point that whole region was owned by the Kingdom of Hungary, and therefore the culture just bled into what is now known as Slovakia. And also, Tokai is so important that it is in the national anthem of Hungary. That's right. I think it might be the only country anthem in the world that actually talks about wine in its lyrics. I could be wrong, but that's the first time I've heard about it. Because in the anthem, they say you ripened the wheat, and in the grape fields of Tokai, you dripped sweet nectar. Also, when it comes to this wine, it's also been widely believed that within Hungary, it hosted the first major wine region ever to exist in the world. Which I do find hard to believe because wines existed for a long, long time. I don't know what classifies as a region compared to maybe somebody growing it in their backyard or in a small field. However, it should be known that the region of Tokai has been making wines since well before the 5th century. And also, because they've had such a long time to create wines, their wine cellars are quite unique. As a matter of fact, their wine cellars are located in carved out
10 surprising facts.
Pretty cool. And the reason for this is because it keeps the wine at a very specific 12 degrees Celsius and has a perfect humidity level of 95%. Jumping over now, let's take a look at some of the imports of this country. Imports as of 2016 estimate came in at $88.1 billion, ranking 34th in the world. And above that, the biggest imports are cars, vehicle parts, integrated circuits, and of course packaged medicaments and other products as well. And if you were to look at these exports and these imports and compare them, you'll notice that Hungary is a country that has a very extreme and major trade surplus. Okay, so one thing that I really like about Hungary, and especially when doing a lot of research on it, is there are so many cultural intricacies within the entire country. Now, unfortunately, we won't be able to go through them all within this one particular video, which reminds me, if you guys do want a part 2, hit those like buttons, but I will go over just a few. And probably the most interesting thing that I found fascinating within the country is that the people of the country actually write their names backwards compared to how they do it in the West. You guys may say it's the right way. For me, being a Canadian, I say it's backwards, but hey, maybe we're backwards to you guys.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they write their last name first and their first name last. However, when it comes to these last names being written first, this is known as the Eastern name order, which is very, very common in Asian
kind of like
countries,
that though. I like that
even
idea.
South and Southeast
Last
Asia.
name first and the first
these
name
are prominent in places like
last.
Japan, China, Cambodia, India, Vietnam, etc. But the unique, fascinating thing that I found about these names being backwards is it's possibly related to some other form of history of how Hungary got its name. Because for Hungary, it is widely believed that the name of the country comes from the group of the people known as the Huns. Of course, this is a very debated issue. Some people in Hungary will be like, no, this didn't happen. Some people also within the country will be like, yeah, it totally did. There are a lot of historians that are still trying to figure out where the name Hungary actually came from, but this is a good educated guess. And it also should be stated that there is even some DNA to prove this theory to be true. For example, the allele frequency database compiled by Kenneth K. Kidd of the Yale
They love that
University
mustache, huh?
stated that 1.7% of Hungarians share what is known as the 1540C allele gene, in which the C in this gene indicates that these people may have East Asian origins. But as for the Eastern name order, the Huns did come from these regions in the eastern area, and perhaps may have influenced the people of Hungary in a cultural way in an earlier time. But as for today, it is one of the few countries in Europe to adopt this order in a national language setting. But either way, that is us looking at the great and amazing country of Hungary. Of course, we missed so many amazing facts about this awesome country. Be sure to let us know any facts that we missed or facts that can be corrected down there in the comments section below. Because here on the channel, guys, we always love learning with you.
All right, y'all. So I thought it was gonna be way more stuff they're gonna talk about. It seemed like he just covered mostly like a little bit of the history of the country. The import and all that stuff, but I'm gonna be see if I can find more videos. I still want to learn more about this country. So if you're from Hungary, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is it just pronounced Hungary, like you know how you're hungry, or is it pronounced a certain way? Correct me down below, because I want to say it the right way. Okay, so make sure you correct me. But yeah, so I'm gonna do more videos. I'm gonna see if I can find more videos, or maybe you can find videos for me to react to, and I'm gonna go check it out. And I will see you lovely people. Take care. Make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you subscribe. Take care. Peace.